Fire up a news app on your phone or computer or device, and you're probably going to be inundated or crushed with negative news about the massive inflation that we're neck deep in. Add into it all the mix of the doom and gloom about a possible recession, and it's pretty easy to get totally concerned, worried, anxious, downright scared, because inflation and recession is here. I mean, in fact, you'd be prudent to be highly concerned right now. You need to be. Have you practiced through a recession yet? If not, you are actually doing that right now. We're in one right now. This is a regular occurrence in any economy. It's cyclical. And the last one we had really lasted just a few months at the beginning of the pandemic. In fact, it was one of the shortest recessions that we've ever experienced in this country. This current recession is going to be very, very different than the previous. Much longer, much deeper. I'm Dr. Chris Tomshack, CEO of HealthSource, America's Chiropractor, and you're watching the Chiropractor Solution channel, which is a video series that we put together to help keep you informed. Now, before we dive in, if I can make this suggestion, make sure that you subscribe to this channel so you can continue receiving these videos. And if you would, be nice enough to give us a thumbs up to make it easier for other chiropractors to find this content. We're going to be doing a lot of content videos on the contracting economy, inflation, recession, information you're going to want to know and utilize in your practice and in your life. Question: do you think we're in a recession? Let's change that. How about this? Do you know technically what a recession is? If not, absolutely, don't worry, because certainly you know that a recession is generally not a good thing. And back to the definition, a recession is simply this. It's when there's 2 consecutive quarters of a shrinking or contracting economy in a country. Now, it's usually referred to as 2 quarters of reduced GDP or gross domestic product. And guess what? We're there. We are most definitely in the beginning stages of recession, finishing Q2 already. And the experts I follow believe the recession is going to be much, much different than the last one. It's going to last a lot longer, and it's going to have far more deeper effects and impacts. And if you've never practiced chiropractic in a strong or deep recession before, make no mistake, people stop spending money. This will happen in your community, and it's already starting. You've probably noticed the residential housing market is cooling off drastically, and prices are dropping on homes. First in the lower end, now in the mid end, soon in the luxury end. Soon that'll be almost everywhere, even in Florida. Housing is a leading indicator, and it's pointing south right now. So what are the ramifications of a longer recession for? Well, I'm glad you asked. People and prospective patients will certainly spend less cash in a recession. It's a natural reaction. The longer the recession, the more they hold on to their discretionary dollars. They get worried, anxious, and fearful just like everybody else. Then they begin staying home. I was out on my boat the other day, and the river out to Lake Erie, which is where we boat, it was vacant. A lot of boats in the slips. River was vacant. They've already stopped filling their boats with $7.80 marine gas. It's coming fast. And when a new patient comes into your practice for care and their insurance runs out before their treatment is finished, which happens all the time, it could be a real problem. This is compounded even more for people running a cash-only practice. Practice mastery is now critical in all phases. Those that achieve that, they're going to be fine, but that's a small percentage of chiropractors. For you, this means that you must step up and improve all communications with your patients and with your team. Whether that comes from you or from any of your team members, it needs to be improved. When your team is carefully trained on how and what to say to patients during all touch points during their visits, your patients can be taught the value of what you are providing, which of course is life-changing. When someone understands more fully why the care you're delivering is extremely important to their health and their goals and their family's health, they'll be more empowered to make the decision to continue care in your office, even if their insurance runs out, paying for it, of course, with their discretionary dollars. And remember, if you give cash discounts to patients when insurance is exhausted, check your state regulations. Chances are you'll need the services of a very good DMPO to keep your cash discounts legal. Apex Longevity rebates back to your office dollars that can actually be used to bonus your team. This is free money. You might want to look at Apex Longevity. In full disclosure, I am the CEO of Apex as well. But we don't just have to be concerned with a recession. We have looming, over our heads right now, an ever-present massive inflationary pressure right now in our economy as well. This exacerbates everything I just discussed, making it a lot worse. In fact, if we haven't seen we have not seen the sky-high inflation that we have today since the 1970s, late 1970s. As you know, inflation means prices for most everything is going up. I mean, certainly you've gassed up your car recently. I just paid $5.69 a gallon yesterday. And it's rising every day. I have no idea where the price is going or when it's going to come down again, but it's causing pain out there. I hear people complaining about it all the time, as surely you do too. I hear it from my team. And have you bought a nice steak recently not from the restaurant, but I mean from the grocery store? I eat a lot of steak, probably at least 2-3 times a week, sometimes more. But even quality ground beef pricing is shooting skyward right now. Many of our food staples, cars, used cars, parts, restaurants, almost everything is going up in price. If not, it soon will be. That's inflation. I mean, on its own, this eventually causes people to begin to guard their dollars more carefully. And this means that until they truly understand why they need to pay for the care that you're providing them or their family, they'll simply go elsewhere to an office that has better coverage, or they'll opt to get no care or reduced care at an adjustment factory. The 1-2 punch of skyrocketing inflation plus a longer and deeper recession is a huge economic punch to overcome. But please understand, most offices will be hit, but you can actually thrive in these times too. Well, how? Well, pretty much, you're going to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. I mean, to start with, usually the first expense of business cuts, practice cuts, when times get tough, is marketing. This is a really bad mistake. It's a bad idea. Effective marketing expenses should be the very last expense you cut, not the first. You need more new patients now, not less. You need at least 20% more new patient flow in a recession and at least 20% more in high inflation. Do the math. We're getting hit with both a recession and runaway inflation. You need more new patients. Now, new patients must be a priority for your practice if you want to not just tread water right now, but actually grow, and grow you can. And we do that through a very intelligent marketing program to handle that part of the practice. I mean, hint. Video is crushing it right now in terms of marketing. And, as often as you can, daily even, you should consider posting video content to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, etc., to the channels. Keep it short, perhaps 30 seconds or shorter, so people can view it quickly and completely. Now, if you need help building a comprehensive marketing program, then seek out quality resources, perhaps chiropractic organizations that have a proven track record of attracting new patients across all platforms, such as SEO, SEM, YouTube, Facebook, Insta, TikTok. Comprehensive is what it will take as the economy slows down, tightens, and it tightens up the screws on people's cash. Don't wait. Get some help now. And I would get some help from an organization that's been around for a while, someone that's been through a recession, perhaps some inflationary time, because this is new to pretty much everybody else out there that hasn't been doing this a while. I mean, those offices that attack all this with an extreme robust strategy, that's the group that are going to win. So whatever you're investing in marketing right now, remember, we have both a recession and inflation to contend with. It's time to ramp it up before your competition owns the platforms in your community entirely. The key is to be proactive and start moving now while everyone else is worried, watching the Dow drop 800 points just the other day. So in addition to marketing more aggressively, you should be designing an ongoing training program for you and your team. As Michael Jordan stated, and you've probably heard this, he worked harder in practice than he did in the games. In the games, it was pure muscle memory taking over and establishing brilliance. He worked far harder in practice. His amazing performance was a direct result of his training. So what are you currently doing to train your team and yourself, at least weekly? Tell us about it in the comments below. If you just raised both shoulders, you're wondering, training? Well, it's time to employ some help. Find someone to help you build a great training program. Unless you've practiced and grown before in times of both recession in combination with inflation, it's time to get really serious about your training and your team's training. A lot of chiros spend money on their own training, but not their teams. This is a huge miss. A trained team is a valuable team, and a valuable team can help grow your practice even while your competitors stagnate. Yes, it's quite possible to grow at an impressive rate with both inflation and recession staring us down. I mean, to do so requires you to do things differently, far differently than you've ever done in your career before. If you found this video interesting and helpful, grab our free report for chiropractors at hsfranchising.com. It'll show you how to scale a state-of-the-art practice. It's a game plan we followed to grow, on average, 36% in the last 2.5 years. That's massive. Blew away our projections. You can do the same thing. If you want what others have, do what they do, and you will get what they get. So again, head over to hsfranchising.com. Check out our videos. I think you're going to like them. As always, I welcome your feedback and opinions on this topic in the comments below, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have an awesome day.